Hello, dear learners. Welcome to the second module of the course on Geography of Health and Wellbeing. In this module, we will continue to understand the concepts related to health and well-being, such as well-being, epidemiology, disease, endemic, epidemic, and pandemic. Well-being. Health and well-being coexist and influence each other. It relates to fulfilling one's own potential, life satisfaction, positive mind. Concepts of salvation and enlightenment are central to the idea of well-being. There are two broad categories of well-being: objective well-being that deals with the economic and social aspects such as quality of life, level of living, income, housing, education, health, social networks, and food. These are external to the individual. The second category is subjective well-being that deals with the self-satisfaction, happiness, feeling good aspects of happiness, and this is internal to the individual. Let's understand how health impacts well-being. Physically healthy person tends to have higher state of comfort and functioning in his or her daily life. Being free from any disease boosts mental wellness. Physical exercises reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. Physical illness, such as chronic diseases, have profound impact on mental health and overall well-being. Conversely, individuals in sound physical health experience positive emotions, higher self-esteem, and better life satisfaction, all of which contribute to mental well-being. Untreated mental health problems can lead to violence, abuse, and social problems. A healthy person has the ability to engage in social connections, participate in social activities, build friendships, and build healthy social environment. This significantly leads to improved well-being. Physical and mental health can contribute to personal fulfillment and sense of achievement. When individuals are healthy, they are more likely to pursue and accomplish their goals, both personal and professional. Attaining goals adds to the well-being and personal satisfaction. Emotional health is influenced by physical and mental health, such as hormonal imbalance or chronic pain can affect emotional health. Good physical health contributes to emotional stability, allowing individuals to cope up with life challenges. Environmental factors such as access to clean air, water, house, place of work, and other living conditions directly influence health and well-being of an individual. In polluted environment, one may develop a disease leading to stress, financial loss, emotional instability, and may affect one's social relations, thereby affecting the well-being. Now let us see how does well-being affects health. Higher level of stress can have negative effects on physical and mental health. On the other hand, individuals with high well-being often have effective stress management strategies such as exercising regularly, meditation, and engaging in hobbies. Well-being plays an important role in boosting immune system. Positive emotions and a sense of fulfillment release hormones that stimulate the hormone system, thus enhancing body's ability to fight illness and infection. Well-being is closely linked to mental health. Rates of anxiety, depression, disorders are effectively reduced by socializing, pursuing hobbies, practicing self-care, and exercising. When individuals have higher well-being, they engage in behaviors leading to improved physical health, such as having balanced diet, exercising, and having good sleep. Well-being equips individuals with greater resilience, that is, the ability to bounce back from challenging situations or adversity. Resilience helps in coping from stress and anxiety. Those with higher well-being effectively cope with setbacks and have better health. Finally, higher well-being also leads to longer life. Positivity, contentment, Self-satisfaction leads to reduced incidence of illness, better coping mechanisms, and also increased lifespans, thus better health. Epidemiology. Epi means upon, befall. Epidermis means upon body or skin. Demo means people, population or human beings, demographics. Ology means the study of. So literally, epidemiology is that which befalls on man or humans. Some see epidemiology as a science, others see it as a method, generally seen as a scientific method to investigate a disease. That is epidemiology. It is the study of the distribution and determinants of health, the states or events in specified populations, and the applications of their study to the control of health problems. The study of the nature, causes, control, and determinants, and the frequency and distribution of disease, disability, and death in human populations, that is also epidemiology. It is an investigative method used to detect the cause and source of disease, disorders, syndromes, conditions, or perils that cause pain, injury, illness, disability, or death in human populations or groups. It also involves understanding the distribution of health status, diseases, and other health problems related to age, sex, race or ethnicity, geography, religion, education, occupation, behaviors, time, place, person, etc. The Greek physician Hippocrates is said to be the father of epidemiology. He is the first person known to have examined the relationships between occurrence of a disease and environmental influences. The science of modern epidemiology was founded by John Snow's identification of a polluted public water well as a source of 1854 cholera outbreak in London's Soho. John Snow was a physician who first became famous for his work with anesthesia. The miasma theory of disease held that diseases such as cholera or black health were caused by a miasma, that is, a noxious form of bad air. He was a strong opponent of the miasma theory of disease, which purports that diseases are caused by contaminated noxious air. During the 19th century in London, human waste was collected indoors in chamber pots, which were emptied into a fetid underground cesspools. When the cesspools were cleaned out, their content was dumped into the River Thames. In 1852, the Lambeth Water Company started supplying non-sewage contaminated water to its customers, while the Southwark and Vauxhall Company continued to pipe in sewage contaminated water from the Thames. While there were more than just two water companies in London, the overlap of Lambeth and Southwark and Vauxhall territories would give Snow an opportunity to directly compare cholera rates in the sub-districts served simultaneously by the suspect and the non-suspect water supplier. During cholera outbreak in 1853 and 1854, Snow used both mortality data collected from the General Registrar Office under the leadership of William Farr, and door to door he collected the information to track where the cholera victims were getting their water from. Snow's analysis seemed conclusive. The sub-districts served by both Lambeth and Southwark and Vauxhall both had cholera. The sub-districts only served by Southwark and Vauxhall had cholera, and the sub-districts served only by Lambeth did not have cholera. The 1854 outbreak that was localized in the Golden Square area within the Soho district of London was an opportunity for John Snow to investigate more. He investigated the outbreak in the context of victims' water supply with the help of Henry Whitehead, a local person. Snow immediately suspected that the Broad Street pump water was contaminated and thus the most likely source of the outbreak. The water from the Broad Street pump was known in the area for its purity and sweet taste, making it popular water supply. In order to help summarize his findings to a broader audience, in December 1854, Snow created his famous map illustrating the proximity of cholera deaths to various water pumps. He was able to prove that the source of cholera was the water from the Broad Street pump that was contaminated with sewage disposal. He used chlorine in an attempt to clean the water, and the handle from the water pumps were removed, thus ending the outbreak. This has been perceived as a major event in the history of public health and can be regarded as the founding event in the science of epidemiology. Now, let us delve to some key terms related to health. An important term that comes again and again is disease. Disease is a pattern of response by a living organism to some form of invasion by a foreign substance or inquiry, which causes an alteration of the organism's normal functioning. It is also an abnormal state in which the body is not capable of responding to or carrying out its normally required functions. Pathogens. These are organisms or substances such as bacteria, viruses, or parasites that are capable of producing diseases. Endemic. It is a disease outbreak when it is consistently present but limited to a particular region. This makes the disease spread and rates predictable. Epidemic. An unexpected increase in the number of disease cases in a specific geographical area. Yellow fever, smallpox, measles, and polio are prime examples of epidemics. An epidemic disease doesn't necessarily have to be contagious. West Nile fever and the rapid increase in the obesity rates are also considered epidemics. Epidemics can refer to a disease or other specific health-related behavior, for example, smoking, with rates that are clearly above the expected occurrence in a community or a region. Pandemic. The World Health Organization declares a pandemic when disease's growth is exponential and spread is global. Dear learners, let us now encapsulate what we have done so far. In the first two modules that were on concept learning and understanding the various key terms related to health and well-being, in these modules we have understood what is health, what all encompasses health, how vast is the purview of health. Is health, disease, and illness contradictory to each other, or two different streams, or a subpart? How are they related? We have also studied various models studied to understand the concept of health. The biomedical model, which is the traditional model of health, which concentrates on the fact that only physical health is important. If we are not diseased, if we are not feeling ill, we don't have any symptoms of illness, or if we are not disabled, we are healthy. And if physically we are healthy, then our overall health is good. Contradictory to this model was the holistic model, which stated that health is not only about physical health, it is also about how you feel mentally, emotionally, and are you adjusted well in the society or not? So that was holistic health, which was adopted by the WHO. Another model that we studied was the environmental model, which brought our attention to the environment, to our surroundings. This environment is not only the physical environment, it is also the social environment. Does it foster growth and helps the beings to function properly? Are we able to adjust to this changing environment successfully? And the next model was the wellness model, which concentrated on the body and the soul and the mind being in balance. So these four models tried to tell you what all constitutes health. Further, we learnt about various terms such as disease, epidemiology, what was the origin of epidemiology, what is well-being, what are the kinds of well-beings, how is well-being and health related to each other, how is health as an input to well-being and well-being as an input to health. And finally, we also learnt about certain terms such as disease, epidemic, endemic, and pandemic. In the next module, we'll be talking about geography of health and well-being. Now, this geography of health and well-being has evolved from geography of medical science. Earlier, it was called medical geography. So, we'll see whether medical geography is same as health geography or they are different. Are they a part of each other? Has health geography evolved from medical geography or are they separate subdisciplines of human geography? And whatever is the nature of medical geography and health geography, how to study those? And what is their evolution? What is the scope of these subdisciplines? Thank you. Looking forward to meet you in the next module.